Double Guns, among many others, have written in. What's the story behind your brief WCW run in '93? Within a month or two of your debut, you were scheduled to face Sting at Slamboree '93. But before the event, you didn't, you weren't at the event, and you were replaced by Nails. So what was the story there?
Uh, the deal was they wanted me to wrestle Sting in that pay-per-view. So I went to the office. I told them that I've been approached by Ole Anderson and this is what they want. Masa says, I talked to office. All he said. So, anyways, they talked to WCW. They set it up where me and Sting are to wrestle in the Fukuoka Dome and then come back and wrestle here. So fine by me, the office okayed it, everything's good. So this is a separate deal from my contract with New Japan. I'm on my own, I gotta negotiate my own deal. Ole Anderson throws this BS number out at me. And I says, I ain't gonna do it for that. I said, you crazy? It was just, it was an insult. And I just said, well, I'm not gonna do it. He says, I'll tell you what, if you have a good match with Sting, we'll renegotiate. We'll come up, we'll make it really good. I said, fine. So I go over, had a match with Sting. It was odd. He was phenomenal. He was absolutely, it was probably the best big match I've ever had in Japan single. He was, he got me so over, it was unbelievable. I got cut big time blood. Place was going nuts at the end. So, anyways, I come back and I go to meet with Ole. And so we had this great match. And so he said, well, how'd it go in Japan? I said, well, did you talk to Sting? He says, yeah. He said, you suck. I said, what? I says, we tore the house down. He said, not what I heard. And so I said, and I just told him, I said, that's it. I'm done with you. I got up and left. And he couldn't believe I left. He's expecting me to come back. I get back to the Ramada. I'm getting a flight home. And Ray Gagne calls me up. He says, where are you going, big guy? I said, I'm going back to Portland. I'm going home. He says, you can't walk on something like that. And I says, for what Ole just told me, then, I was blown away by what he said Sting said. So Sting and I didn't talk about it for years. So and so Dusty was calling me. I says, Dusty, I'm not going to take that shit. We just had a hell of a match. I know he's got it. And, so anyways, it was me, Sting, Buff, and Luger traveling in Frisco. And we're pumping gas, and he goes, Scott, he says, whatever happened with that? And he and I were outside, Luger and Buff were in the store. And I told him what was said. He says, I never said that. And I said, that's what he told me you said. And I said, he offered me the most ridiculous payoff. It was unbelievable. And I turned it down because I told him if I went and had a decent match with you, then we're to give me a legit payoff. He said, well, that's the first I heard about it. And I said, well, you never asked me. It's business, and that was the end of it.
I mean, if Ole was so concerned about having a good match with Sting, why did he put Nails with him as a replacement? Because I'm pretty sure
I
that you
don't,
would have had a damn sight better match with Sting than Nails
oh,
ever could.
well, probably, but that's just, they wanted to put somebody big like that. Says Nails just beat up Norton in the locker room. Whoopee ding. I mean, that's just, and it was so petty. And, I never, I heard Ole was tough to deal with. I never dealt with him before or after that. And, but that's how that went down.
Yep. Ole, keep in mind, around this time was telling Vader not to do the moonsault.
Yeah, we don't need 400-pound Mexican wrestlers. I mean, pretty damn impressive, if you ask me. I mean,
Yeah.